Joining us live via Skype now from Makurdi, the Benue State capital, is a Benue State Deputy Governor, Mr. Benson Abonu. Thank you very much for joining us on News Across Nigeria.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank you, too. All right, we learned that the Benue State government has imposed a 24-hour curfew on Katsina town as part of efforts to just restore peace. Can you tell us why this measure was taken?
Well, we woke up early hours of yesterday morning, most surprisingly to discover that the Shitile group, which is a clan in Katsina local government, took up arms against the Ikurab clan of the same local government. And we moved in very quickly to restore peace. Unfortunately, as night fell, the fracas continued with some destruction of property. And as I hear, even though I have not got all the details, a few fatalities as well. And so this morning, we had to move in very quickly to restore normalcy. But the cause of this is yet to be known. But I can assure you that we are on top of the matter. I have given order that the soldiers of the 72 Battalion and also soldiers of Operation Wellstroke, they moved in there. Policemen also, mobile unit and regular policemen, they have also moved in there. So we have adequate security on ground. We also have organized air surveillance. And so we are operating from the air and on the ground at the same time. As at this afternoon, I was forced to impose the curfew because for these hoodlums who have been operating in the bushes and in remote villages, to have the boldness to come into Katsina town and to be shooting there, I think it is something that government could not take with, consider as something that is, that should just be dealt with anyhow. And so I've decided that there should be no movement for now in Katsina town until some level of normalcy returns.
All right, so which would make me ask you the next question now. After that peace deal between both states, reports say that there have been clashes after that deal. Why is this so? Why is it still happening even after this agreement?
Well, it's a little bit surprising because when we were there in company of everybody that matters, both in Katsina, in Benue and in Taraba. For instance, the two paramount rulers of the Jukuns and of the Thieves were there. That is the Akuka of Ukari and the Totiv of Benue. They were present. All the security chiefs were there. The two deputy governors, of course, I am acting governor. The two of us were there. And we signed what appeared to be a very comprehensive agreement that would have brought total peace. But unfortunately, 2 days after we left, we were still hearing of some skirmishes. In any case, you know, when you have had some very serious clashes, it is not easy for the clashes to just come to a permanent end immediately. However, the two governments have set up a 10-man committee with two alternate chairmen, one from Benue and one from Taraba. And this committee is going to sit with all those that are involved in all the areas that were affected. And they were going to go through some sittings with adequate terms of reference. And they will now make reports to the two governments so that we can bring this perennial crisis to a total end.
Mr. Bono, can you say that the terms and conditions of this peace accord has not been followed? Is there any party that is still aggrieved? Was this agreement checked well to make sure there are no parties still angry about something?
Yes, about 30 minutes ago, I discussed with my counterpart in Taraba State, and this is not the first time peace agreement has been signed. The peace agreements that have been signed in the past between the two governors and actually between the two security councils of the state, apparently the terms have not been implemented. I think this is somehow responsible for what is going on. For instance, let me tell you something. One agreement that we had was that chief people who are indigenes of Taraba must subject themselves to the authorities of Taraba, both in terms of traditional authority and government authority. And likewise, Jukun people who are indigenes of Benue must not look unto their chief, the Akuka of Kari, for example, for their well-being. They must subject themselves to the authorities in Benue. And this was agreed and signed by both states. These are things that we must adhere to. And I believe that on Wednesday, when we inaugurate the committee, the two-state committee, and that committee does its job, I think we should be able to find a permanent solution to this crisis.
So, Bono, finally, let me ask you, are there any plans from the government of both sides to help internally displaced indigenes who have been displaced as a result of this conflict?
Yes, there are. You are very correct. In the immediate, if not for the holidays that had intervened, in the immediate, we want to send relief materials to those who are affected to at least bring some level of normalcy to their lives. And this we are going to do once we resume tomorrow.
Thank you very much. We've been speaking with Mr. Benson Abonu, the Deputy Governor of Benue State. I hope peace is restored to communities around Benue and Taraba. Thank you so much for your time on News Across Nigeria.